What You Got was our first record that was nominated for a Grammy, which is kind of a big time, I think. For me, growing up, loving music, loving what I do, it's something that you always dream about. Like, one day I would love to go to the Grammys. One day I would love to be nominated for a Grammy and to be part of a record that we felt was our best record ever. I mean, we worked our tails off, and we just made... I mean, we always go into every record saying, if we all love it, that's going to be at least 6 people that dig it. Like, so many bands make records they hate. And it's like, if you don't like it, there's no guarantee that anybody else will either. So, like, this is one of those records where we just felt like it took a while, but we loved it. And to sit there and have, something like the Grammys say, hey, we like the record too. You guys should be up for an award. It was just an amazing experience.
Across the Line, when we wrote it, it was kind of it became the theme song of the album a little bit, because it was our mindset kind of was to not just make an album and not just write just good songs, but to be like, okay, I think it sounds great, so what more can we do? Like, I think like the guys just worked like crazy on the guitar and bass parts, and Melissa and I would only sing every other day because we pretty much would blow out our voices recording, because we really wanted it to be intense. We wanted like the rock songs to feel rock, and we wanted it to be like the best thing we'd ever done and to be proud of it. And that was kind of the whole idea for Cross the Line, is that we can always go further, and we can always do more, and we can always be more than we think we're capable of. And everybody dies, but not everyone lives. That's kind of one of those lines in the album that just is like, that's what we were trying to get across with this album, was like, live to the fullest, because we could just get by, but then are you really making a difference?
The title track, Rock What You Got, was actually inspired by a trip to Target. There's like an old man who was driving one of those motorized scooters, if you will, and he was dressed like to the nines, had this like suit on, this little hat, and he was like literally like dragging a cart next to him. Had this huge smile on his face, and everybody that walked past him would be like, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how are you doing?" And here he is, he can't even walk, but yet he's living life to the full. Like, he's taking what he's dealt, and he's not going to let it get him down. And Max saw him, and he's like, "Wow, that dude's really rocking what he's got." And he's like, "Ding, song," And so many times we don't do that. So many times, we think that our life is more of a curse than a blessing, and it's like there's a reason why we are the way we are, and we just need to celebrate that fact and try to reach as many people as we can and with a smile on our face, because life is good. I mean, constantly think for me is to really keep on questioning where I'm at, if I'm growing in Christ, and as I grow, just trying to just do better and just make conscious efforts of being like, I need to grow. You know what? We can tell what's right and wrong. There's some sins in our lives that we're not even aware of till like years down the road. You're like, that was a sin, but just really trying to be like, God, you know what? You died for me. I know I can't do this on my own. I know through you is the only reason I can do this, but we're going to do this together, and we're going to get this done. And I'm going to try my best not to sin today. And it's kind of like a daily thing.
There are people who are saved, and they're just safe, and they just make it by, and they're cool with that. And then there are people who seek and have life to the full. And I think not only like is that a life that is used by God, but that person is going to find like the only joy on earth we will, because we're really not meant to feel complete here. But that's really the only contentment we'll find, is when we feel like we're being used by God and we're where we need to be. And so it's interesting how the older you get, you realize that life isn't about being happy, and it's not about having everything we want here. It's more about the process until we're in heaven.